KSPCB has released the latest data on noise pollution in the city for the past 6 months, and going by the stats, it looks like Bengalurians have had sleepless nights and noise levels breaching permitted limits even in residential areas.
Bengaluru, once a pensioner's paradise and a garden city, is now suffering due to high levels of air and noise pollution. And that's the reason the High Court on Monday came down heavily on the KSPCB for failing to control pollution in the city. And there seems to be a reason for the High Court making such observations. The pollution levels in Bengaluru are extremely high, and data released from the noise pollution monitoring stations of the KSPCB threw up some worrying stats. Data from 5 monitoring stations from January to July this year show that BTM layout, which is a residential area, is seeing high levels of noise pollution. The noise levels are 19.6% above the permissible level during daytime, while it is a whopping 37.7% above permissible levels during nighttime. In comparison, Marthahalli, which is largely a commercial area, seems to be doing better with the noise pollution level within the permissible limit during daytime, while at nighttime the area's noise pollution level sees a 9% increase above the permissible level. Basaveshwar Nagar, which is largely a residential area, has witnessed noise pollution above permissible limits. During daytime, the pollution is 5.6% above the limits, while during nighttime, it is 18.6% above limits. The extension of nightlife too seems to have its effect on the noise pollution levels. Church Street, which is a commercial area, has recorded noise pollution which is 2% above limits during daytime, and during the night, it increases by a whopping 13%. Surprisingly, Pina industrial area has recorded readings which are largely within the limits. The data shows noise levels being breached during nighttime in residential areas, spoiling the sleep of residents. The Pollution Control Board claims that it is coordinating with various departments to bring down the pollution levels, but agrees that all the concerned departments need to do a lot more to tackle the problem.
As per the information given by the Transport Department, there are around 53 lakhs vehicles in the Bangalore city, and every year 10 percent of the vehicles will be added to the road. So this is the main reason for the noise pollution, and also the construction activities, and especially during the night times, sometimes this the borewell drilling and public address systems. So these are all causing the noise.
The Malleshwaram Residents Welfare Association, which is fighting to bring down noise levels in a once peaceful locality, feels that the larger problem is with the lack of planning for the city and failure in implementing laws. A coordination committee involving stakeholders like the Transport Department, Traffic Police, BBMP and others have been formed, and the KSPCB has given a set of guidelines to all of them on what needs to be done. But with the departments failing to implement all these guidelines effectively, Bengalurians will have to suffer in a noisy city. Arish Upadhyay for News 9.
Well, mute animals usually pay with their lives when they are stuck in helpless and unforeseen situations, but a few villagers in Gulbarga stood up to the challenge and helped a helpless animal.
Take a look at this video. Our story revolves around this slushy canal. The stretched dog for a railway track has been allowed to turn into a slushy canal. Wondering why we are showing this canal to you? Take a look at this. It was just like any other day for the bunch of villagers who bring their cattle to nearby grassland for grazing. But one unlucky ox was to encounter something totally unexpected. As soon as the villagers learnt of the ox stuck in the slush, they rushed to rescue the ox. But little did they know that it was going to take them a long time to rescue the animal. A really long time. Even as the villagers were trying their best to pull the ox out, the poor animal was sinking deeper in the slush. The tiff between the slush and the villagers lasted for close to 3 hours. The villagers did all they could, First, they try to pull the animal with its horns, then they use force. While some are seen pushing the animal, the others are trying their best to pull the animal with all their might. Repeated efforts don't yield any result. They even use bamboo sticks to support the animal from sinking any further, but with little success. They even tie a rope to the ox and pull it with all their might, but fail. Finally, in a well-coordinated move, they displace the ox from the place it was stuck for a long time. But unfortunately, the ox doesn't seem too keen to get out of the slush. And finally, after 3 long hours, they pull the ox out. The ox jumps out and just vanishes from the puddle in which it was stuck for close to 3 hours. It is really heartening to see how people came together to rescue a helpless animal. They could have waited for the animal to come out all by itself, but foreseeing trouble, the villagers rescued the ox. Kudos to the villagers for having helped a helpless animal. Sanjay for News9 Gulbarga.
And well, the current hype on social media has people dousing themselves with ice water. This phenomenon has become so viral around the globe that celebrities, sports stars, CEOs and high-ranking officials have taken up the challenge to brave the ice water. Now, we'll be showing you the latest Indian celebs to take up the ice bucket challenge. First up, it's Yuvraj Singh, who was challenged by Sania Mirza.
I really wanted to kill Sania Mirza when she nominated me, but I don't have a choice, but I'll accept the challenge.
So here we go. And yes!
Well, Yuvi took up the challenge finally after he was nominated by the Indian tennis sensation. He was previously nominated by the Bengaluru FC as well, but however, he had refused to take up the challenge then. In fact, in the video, he's also seen cursing Sania for nominating him in the video. Another person who was nominated by the tennis sensation and Bengaluru FC was Ashwini Ponnappa. Ashwini Ponnappa took up the ice bucket challenge after accepting the Bengaluru FC challenge.
But before I get drenched in a bucket of ice by my coach, I'd like to nominate Jwala Gupta, Rehan Pauncha and my dear designer friend Shavya Varma. You guys have 24 hours to complete the challenge and take it forward. Here goes.
Come on.
Ready? Hi, I've been nominated by BFC for the
Well, that was Ashwini Ponnappa being a sport, quite literally, and taking up the challenge. Another sports star who took up the challenge was Mahesh Bhupati. He too was challenged by Sania Mirza for the act.
I'd like to thank Sania Mirza for nominating me for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I will nominate my coach Scott Davidoff, Abhinav Bindra and Abhishek Bachchan and all the Jaipur Pink Panthers. I'd like to thank Sania Mirza for nominating me for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
So that was Mahesh Bhupati who took up the challenge, and the first Bollywood star to take up the challenge was Ritesh Deshmukh. He accepted the challenge from Sania Mirza again.
Thank you, Sania, for nominating me for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I accept it. And I further nominate my good friends Akshay Kumar, Abhishek Bachchan, Siddharth Malhotra, Pulkit Samrat and Ashish Chaudhary. I'm right now in Krakow shooting for my film, Bangistan. And this is it. You have to do it. So let's go. So who's going to help me? Okay, that's my DOP, Simon. He's going to do this.
We're gonna miss him.
Come, that's the director.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You've seen this, right?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes, Scott, yeah. 2, 3.
Well, will we see Abhishek Bachchan take up the challenge along with the Jaipur Pink Panthers? This is something that we have to wait and watch. But there we have it. Sportingly, many stars, many sports persons are taking up the Ice Bucket Challenge. The Ice Bucket Challenge is for those who wish, once a person is challenged, he or she has to either give $100 to the charity or take up the Ice Bucket Challenge and give $10 to the charity. And many celebrities, CEOs and film stars have taken up this challenge.
I'd like to thank Sania Mirza for nominating me for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
And well, we here at News9 decided to start the trend here in Bengaluru itself, and my colleague Vivek Vinayak was challenged by us, and I personally poured some ice cold water on him. Take a look. Well, have you heard of the ice bucket challenge? Of course you would have. It's got viral on the internet, and my colleague Vivek Vinayak right here is going to kickstart the Bengaluru version of ice bucket challenge. Well, Vivek, all set to put ice cold water on your head?
Thank you. Of course, a challenge coming my way and I don't accept it. Impossible. I am going to take up the ice bucket challenge. But before that, let me tell you what the challenge is all about. There is a neurodegenerative disease called ALS, which affects the nerve cells in the spinal cord and the brain. And whoever takes up the ice bucket challenge has to donate $100 to ALS for charity, or pour a whole bucket of ice water on your head. Yes, and that is the challenge, and I'm going to take it up and finish it without any worries.
But Vivek, this looks really cold, okay? This is like freezing cold. Are you sure? Are you sure you can take it up? Like, seriously.
You know, sometimes hot people need to cool down. And that's why I'm doing this. And that's why I'm doing this. Bring it on, baby.
And also because it's for a good cause.
Absolutely. It's for a good cause, and I'm all set for the ice bucket challenge. Let's see what it looks like.
I'm all set to pour the ice cold water on Vivek's head.
That's all. That's all. That's all. I finished the ice bucket challenge. And now I'm going to nominate 3 more people who are going to finish the ice bucket challenge. And that's going to be my colleague, Deepak Bopanna. Person number 2, Ulfat Sultan of Bengaluru, RJ Rakesh. And number 3 is going to be Danish Seth. Let's see if these dudes can finish the ice bucket challenge. I'm feeling cold.
If you have taken up the ice bucket challenge, send us your video with your name and area, and rest assured that we will play it on our channel.